I'll be right there, folks. There we go. Turning off the sound on the crazy microphone in the backside there. Okay. I think I got us all fired up, ready to go. Let me head for the other side. Well, hello and welcome to the Frugal Fixer Shop. Spike here, and guess what? Tonight I'm going to show you a little bit of my progress on the base and give y'all a little update on life, as they call it. Uh, hadn't been around much. It's been kind of crazy. I've been working crazy and working here night late. And then I get in the house and I get to bed, and then the wife wakes me up and says I'm sick, and I have to deal with that. And well, I ended up at the emergency room a couple of times, and it's been a mess. So yeah, I just got back a little bit ago, and decided I'd just come out here and unwind and get away for a little bit. So let me give you a little update, and I'll be watching the comments over there to see what comes in, and if somebody comments, I'll be able to see it. And I got a camera here and a camera there, and I can change them around. And I'm just going to show you what I'm working on, and then we'll go from there, and I'll show you what else I might come up with. So I was working on the base and trying to get it all mocked up and ready to go. That's what I've been working on. So I did a sample on a stain, and I done this. I got it sanded back like I want, and now what I'm gonna do is I ran out of orange, so I had to stop. But I want to wash some more orange through here. I'm gonna sunburst it around this outside edge, the dark edge, and then I'm gonna start fading about right here and just fade on up the neck and get darker till it gets to the end. So that's the general idea of what we're gonna do there, guys, when we get that done. Set that out of the way. I'm gonna try to use this color scheme right here. If y'all can see that, I hope you can. And that's what I'm gonna try to go for. Is this center here kind of light at the junction here, and then let it go dark that way and dark this way, and so it'll be a burst and a fade. That's what we're going for. So get that out of the way. Now, here's the guitar at the stage it's at right now, the bass, and we're getting there. We got a little bump right here I want to work on, and a little spot right there I think I want to take a little more. These are pretty good. They just need a little fine tuning. Got my pickups in, but I got to drill the holes to mount them and then get them ready for that. The controls are in here. I got my control cavity all cut out, ready to go. So that's ready to go. So we're at the point right now, guys, where we're ready to got knobs on it. So we're ready to shape the back of this neck and then shave the back of this headstock down to 5/8 of an inch off the bat to get it to 5/8 of an inch. Then we put the pruners in that, put the nut in, and get that figured out, and we'll have basically us a mock-up done. And then what we're going to do at that point, when we make sure all the holes are drilled and everything's ready to go, we're going to drill it out. And I mean, we're going to take everything off of it, set it over there, going to give it a real fine sand, reel again, just go every little seam after this neck's done and get all of it just perfect. And then we're going to start laying on this stain I got here, and that's what the plan is on that. So, yeah, but that's where the base is at this point, and we're at this stage. Pickups are mocked in, the holes are perfect, the controls are here, the jack is here. Here's your ground wire poking up right here. These wires are here. I was able to get all the wiring from here and here into here, from the ground into here, and no cut in the front, no slotting it, no nothing having to do crazy. So yeah, we're ready to move on that. So I got one more thing I wanted to try to work on tonight, and what I've got is I got this piece here, but I want to see what my burst will look like when I do the burst with a little bit darker color. So we're going to go ahead and work on that, but we can't go too crazy because I don't have a lot to blend with. So let's see what we can do. And I got more orange and yellow and a whole bunch of stains for some other folks coming tomorrow. So I'll have plenty more with what I got here, and another dozen's on the way. So, hey, let's get this thing figured out. see how it's going to work, and see kind of what that burst will look like. So let me set this aside. Okay, I don't know if the sound's any good. If anybody's over there, let me know if the sound's bad, because I'm hoping it's okay. Now, let me grab a little rag and some gloves, because I done learned my lesson, guys. Those Spikes done learned his lesson about this stuff. Well, not completely, because I keep getting it on me for getting put on gloves, but I should know better. Okay, so let's throw some color on here and play, see what happens, and let's try to make that burst tonight. And this may be the last time we have to do a sample on this, because we may have it figured out after this one. Okay, we hope. Well, hey, I've been working on it every day, trying to get a little better, a little bit more tuned in, and a little bit better, yeah, idea what I want to work. So hey, guys, if it's your first time here, yeah, I'm a crazy old man, but do me a favor, subscribe, hit that button. Maybe you'll enjoy what I do. And if you're one of my regulars and you don't subscribe, please do. I'd love to see you here. But understand this, it doesn't matter. Just thumbs it up if you feel like it. Y'all remember something I always tell people here, guys. Remember this. Yeah, them likes are free, so don't forget to put some on there, okay? That's what they tell me. The likes are free. And all they do is help the algorithm figure out what I'm about, which is, I guess, his problem. Okay, now, my idea is I want to blend this, and I want to use this right here to do it. And I'm using Angelus Gold. Everything else seems to get real dark real fast. This is dark, but it ain't near dark as that. So we're going to go right here, and we're going to try to get this burst to go here and here. Okay, let's lay on some more. Now tell me what you think about it. How good can y'all see the colors there? Can y'all see that? I'll let that walk in just a minute and get down in the wood. I'm just trying to get me a fairly smooth line, a little bit wide right there. A little wider. A little wider here to make them match. Okay. Okay, guys, we're going to let that sit just a second. Who's out there? Robert R. Hey, brother, how you doing, man? Let me come over and check them comments. Let me do a circle around. Hey, making sawdust? No, I'm just making a mess. NSJ, thank you, brother. How good to hear you, man. Let me give y'all a little update while that little coat dries out there. Let me go for it. You ready? Okay. I'm doing a final. This was the stain that I'd done day before yesterday, and I sanded it back. And then I was going to wash it with a little orange, but I ran out. So we pulled this thing to the side. Oh, let me move that before I don't knock it over. But we pulled that back. Now, what I've been doing is I was showing the progress on the base and where we had got to on it. So let me give you a little update here. We're both of the pickups are in. I got to drill these holes in here and get some new black screws. I don't want chrome. I'm going to put black. Got these holes drilled. The ground wire's coming up right here. Right here, I've got my control cavity cut out, and my wires roughed in, and this wire here goes to this pickup, and this one goes to this pickup. The ground wire goes from here into there. The jack is here. So we have no front cover or no kind of crazy wiring slots or no kind of taking the front out to be able to get the wires in. I was able to just make them all go and just took a pool, a drill bit and done like a shooting pool. So yeah, we're trying to get to this point and get everything laid out. And I'm to the point now that my next thing, we're going to do this little thing. And when I get done with this, I'm going out to the shop and I'm putting this thing in the neck jig. And I'm going to cut from right here to there with that new jig I got on the shop smith and take the sides off this neck on both sides and round it over. And then I'm going to take 5/8 of an inch from here up and take the rest of this off the back, drill those 5 holes. And then we got the neck slot already. And then once we do that and goes over a lot more sanding, we'll probably be able to get stain on this thing this weekend. So that's the reason I'm doing this test, to figure out how to get the color on here, kind of what we want and the general idea when the other stains get here tomorrow. So let's go back doing some stain. Doing okay. Good, Robert. I'm glad all y'all doing good, brother. If y'all got any questions, throw them up. I'll try to watch for them, but I'm going to get over here and play some more stains. So y'all got any ideas? Shoot them at me. I'll listen to them. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pull this back over here, and I'm going to try to do this fade up the neck to get this same color here up here coming back this way. So we're going to get that up there and come back, because we're going to have to get a little more variation in this thing. It just wasn't quite enough bite to it, you know. So let me get a new piece of rag. Okay, here we go. This piece of wood is not taking wood stain really, really good. It's kind of splotching sometimes. Not like I want it to. Oh, y'all commenting over there. I haven't got to see it. I'll come around. Let me figure out where my button is here. Uh, there you go. Bring y'all in for a little bit closer look what I'm doing. How about that? Now, down here, I really don't want to get that dark, but I'm going to go ahead and put my other coat on here, on this part, to get it kind of filled out. What I was wanting to do is get this kind of closed in. Now, Robert R., I know you told me about the color, brother, on that point right there. And that's what I'm watching for, okay? So y'all be right over to read comments in just a second. I need me a screen big enough to read comments while I'm working. I hadn't got one yet. But let me get this on and I'll come read, see where y'all at. See if y'all got any ideas or suggestions for me. Now we're going to go up here on the neck, come back one more time, real light. All right. Now we're going to let that sit just a few minutes. Come around and see what y'all talking about. Uh, I really made a mess of my work, but you're right. Did you know what I can do? Brother, I found out this. I can take a lacquer, a thinner, and go across the top of it, and every bit of that will clean off just about. Yeah, it will. Woodshed Customs, how you doing, brother? I didn't have a stream earlier today, guys. I was at the hospital with the wife again. Let me change cameras back again here, so I can go around and talk to you. Boom. Okay. Yeah, guys, I was going to have you. So you see my clap motion? I'll explain that to you in a second. Yeah, I was at the hospital with the wife again today, and then I had to go to a funeral with Dad. Uh, just one of them days, man. It all happens. I just couldn't get away enough to do what all I needed to do. But what I'm doing is, yeah, the old bench will clean up with some alcohol, with some mineral spirits, is what they're telling me. So I'm gonna give it a going over and scrub it off, and we'll see if it don't. Then I'll clean it off and go and put another coat. Now, I think I'm gonna just kind of leave it at this color, but I'm gonna do my blend motion now to get everything blended, and just see if we can get a what kind of look we get. Okay, guys. So y'all tell me what you're thinking about it. Let me close that up so I can see if any more comments come. Okay, there we go. But yeah, it's been a stressful few days, man. She's got what they call gastroparesis, and it's brought on by her diabetes, which she's had since she's 15 or so. And it basically paralyzes your stomach muscles and your digestive system. So she has a hard time getting stuff to go down. So what we're gonna try to blend and make this kind of look a little better, okay? And then we'll see what we get, okay? Y'all ready? Let's see what happens. Can y'all see? I hope so. That line's awful hot right there. Let's work on this one a minute first, and then we'll go back to that. Take a little more on it up here, not quite as much, a little less pressure. Okay, now let's go down here and work on this burst. Y'all ready? Get you a different camera angle. See if we can get you a burst on that. Y'all would like a different camera angle for the burst? Let's see. It would be nice if I had better eyes and I could see further over there to do this, or the computer was closer. Okay, now put this bottle here out of the way so I don't make a mess. I'm gonna move down here on the light where y'all can see a little better. How's that? Now, what we want to do is, I'm really happy with this blend. I got dark here coming this way and getting to light and then to the center, okay? So we're going to start here and try to get this to blend and get a good look like that where the blends from here to there. But we don't want to pull all that brown out of over there. And I'm really liking this shade that I got around here. So let's just see. I gotta ask anybody out there that might know. Uh, you ever seen anybody do a burst and a fade on the same guitar? Other than Crazy Man? Oh, Lord, guys. Okay, y'all start talking about it. Tell me what you're thinking. I'm gonna take a little more off there just to kind of blend it. I think I'll be done. So we're gonna start right here. We're gonna just kind of blend back. Okay, coming around. Okay, let me turn this camera. Ah, sorry about that. How's everybody doing? I feel like at a whatchamacallit, surgeon. Trash can right there. Okay, let's pull it in here and look at it. Okay. Do, 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 do. That's a thin one, ain't it, guys? Yeah, that's a thin one. So, yeah, we're moving right along here. Give me 1 second here. Let me adjust another camera for you. Because all my stuff's all jacked up right now. Okay. Wonder how bad that's going to be. It's not terrible. Just falling over. Looks like I'm falling off the table, guys. Anyway, how's everybody? I'm back. There's an update on what I got going on. You know, it's just what the process is. And I'm sorry. I worked late last night doing the control cavity and the controls and the holes and the string holes and all that. I mean, the wires. And then I figured from there, I just keep on going. Woodshed. The neck has a real subtle. That's kind of what I was looking for. Woodshed. Woodshed. What's your brother name, brother? I forget if you have give it to me. Robert R. Me too, brother. I hope she's getting better. It's just got me stressed. It really does, man. She's sorry about that. Y'all don't want to see that angle. Hey, a little better. There's a little better angle. Sorry about that. Okay, John. How you doing, John? And yeah, I just like to have all my friends in, and I appreciate all of you coming by. And this just a little quick update. I had to get a little something off my mind about her. You know, it's got me stressed. But they tell me there's nothing they can do. It's going to be coming and going. It's going to be lifelong from now on. And what she eats is going to upset her if we don't watch out. Uh, the next fade has a real subtle transition. Is that good or bad? I hope it's good. Um, the body is a little bit too sharp of a transition between the two colors. And I really need a little orange to take back into the middle to blend that with, but I'm out. So when I get ready to transfer this to the guitar, I now know that I want to use a yellow, a orange, a gold, and a neutral. And that's all that's on it, those four. So, and it won't take that much. And then when I get it all done, then I got to flip it over and do the sides and the back. So, and we'll figure it all out unless I do it as I go. But the idea is to put that light spot around where the body in the fretboard meat, and it kind of grows out of it. So that was the best way I knew to highlight that point, is to do something like that. Uh, the sunburst kind of brings everything around, and the fade kind of brings everything back. It all ends up at the growth spot. So, um, I was looking at. There you go. See, Robert R. You had me exactly figured out. More orange and a tab of yellow in the middle, and I won't have it. Am I right? It's mostly orange, is what I'm thinking. And the gradual blend, like it comes from the end, that's what I want to get on the body. I don't want that hard line, but I didn't have enough orange to blend it back. What I didn't have. So, but now I know the colors I want. I mean, because I don't want to break crazy blue or something like that. I mean, I looked at doing something like that. It's over there somewhere, but nah, this wasn't me. I mean, not for this guitar. I put a picture on Instagram of a guitar I used to have today. It was a '94 Fender Stratocaster, which would be a 60th anniversary, no 40th anniversary. Um, it was an aluminum body, hollow aluminum. They made some Harley Davidson guitars, and these were leftover bodies. They made Tellers, they made Tellys, and they made Strats, and they made them, and they made up some of each one. So the way Gibson does them is the dark colors cover the end grain. Yeah, the end grains I've got is around the edges of the guitar, so I was going to darken as I get to the edge, which will cover that. And then I've got some pretty grain in the edges too that I kind of don't want to cover up too much. So let me bring it over and give you a little better look. I don't know how many of you seen the way I done the neck shaping on the shot smith the other day, but I got me a sled built long enough when I built it that I could put this bass in it, clamp it here, and take like 3 passes off each side and put that round over 7/16 round, 7/8 round over on the edges. So that's my idea on that. And I've got control cavity cut today, and I just mocked these in. I got all the wires run into the pickup, the controls, the outlet, and the ground wire. So all the wires ready. I'm just gonna pull it out, put it out of the way, and do a lot more sanding. Y'all know that. And then I got to get this all tapered out and done back here. There's not a lot to do right in this area. It's more once it rounds, then I got work to do. So truss rod is in from right here, and it goes all the way to right there, and then it goes up into there a little bit. Here it's into here, right there, but it goes back into here about this far. Excuse me. It stops right here, the hole does, and it's drilled back about that far into the body. So I got about that much truss rod in the body, about 4 inches here, and about 1.5 inches of it up here in this part. Now, one thing I got to fix, guys, is I got to do some work on this hole right here and make that look a little better, because it right now is damn ugly. And it's not really centered. It needs a center look to it, and it needs something to close it up, because when I was looking for it, it got a little bit too darn big. Okay, so y'all see what I got to do right there. I got to do a little bit of work on it, but the truss rod is where I don't hit nothing. But the truss rod's right up in that hole there. I guess y'all can see. See it? There it is. So yeah, we're getting there. It's smooth. I got all the shaping on it done. I got just a couple of bumps. I got one right here I want to take off. I want to do a little work on this. And I want this to be a little rounder right here. So just not quite as round as I want right there. The rest of it, I'm liking. But yeah, that's the only thing. And then the back's there. Tomorrow, we're going to make this cover right here. Get this cover made. So I got a chunk of this wood, and I'm just going to start cutting pieces off of it till the grain matches, and then that's one I'll use. So yeah. I'm thinking of what I'm going to do is, John, is I think I'm going to make a plug and just have a plug that goes in the hole to plug it up. And then when you want to adjust it, you just pull it out. So I'm going to shape it where it just kind of fits in, and it's got some kind of way to pop it out or something. I don't know. I'm coming up with something. Uh, I'll make it simple, to where it works. Is what I'm going to do. So yeah, it's a work in progress. I shot oh hours and hours of footage yesterday, cutting that hole in the back, cutting the wiring, and drilling all those holes. And uh, I think I've got 72 videos for this base in my base thing, and I'm just piling them up and putting them on a drive and saving them to when I get ready to do the base. And it's just going to all be one base and done, and then I'm going to start on the next project down here. So I got a harmony guitar I'm going to do, and I've got an acoustic that a scar my guitar is helping me with a bridge on, and I'm going to use it and do one. And then I've got well, you see uh, that one with the flames on it right there? That was last year's GGBO. And I had a problem. The epoxy, when I put it on it, I'd already put the electronics in it when I put the epoxy on, which was a bad mistake. But the idea I had to put them in because I was covering up the flames with the epoxy. So, well, the epoxy ran into everything. It got in all over the place. It got in the controls, it got in the wires, and it caused havoc. And I took it all apart and got it fixed. But it still quit working again just a few days later. And I said, I'm done. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that body down, pull the neck out of it. I'm going to fill the cavities in it. Yep. And after I fill the cavities in it and fill a neck pocket, I'm going to take it out to the thermoforming machine that I make gold prospecting equipment on. And I'm going to ABS thermoform one of those, which is the exact same body as that one, the Ambrosia. Because Ambrosia and that body were cut off the same machine off my CNC. On the truss rod cover, if you have a sharp gouge and maybe a burr in the rotor too, you can carve the hole and make it look more uniform. Yeah, Robert, I was looking at cleaning it up, but then I was also looking at closing it up, so I don't know. I may make a plug and put in it with a nice little hole in it once I get it all kind of lined up. The biggest thing is that it doesn't really line up perfectly center when this said, because this headstock does this crazy offset, okay? Y'all see that? It kind of starts offset as soon as it comes out. So this is actually where the center is right over there. Yeah, there. No, there. And you see the bottom right there. But that's where the center is, and it's offset. And it's hard to make it look good. So I'm going to find a way. I'll make something that looks better. And, heck, whatever it's going to be out of that same piece of sycamore. I can promise you that. Because when this guitar is done, or bass, whatever, when it's done, it's going to be one piece of sycamore. That's what it's going to be. So, which customs I've got one set up, brother, for the shape in the neck. I got a 7/8 round over bit, and I've got a jig that it sets on. You put the guitar on, clamp it down in it, and the round over bit roller runs on a guide that's underneath the fretboard. So this thing's flat down on here like this, and there's the pieces under it, and that bearing is riding against that. And it rolls off this edge right here and takes a 7/8 round over off this edge. Doesn't take anything off the top, just brings it over and rounds it. And then it makes the rest of it with a piece of sandpaper so easy. Matter of fact, hold on, I'll show you. Okay, you ready? This is one that it did. You see how smooth the round overs are? This is the Texas toast method. This is the same way he does them on his pen router. Pretty much, the way he makes his taper and gets that up. Now, what went wrong on this one is this. Didn't have a fretboard, so I was a 1/4 inch off here. That 1/4 inch would have raised this thing up, and it would have made this round over, and it would have flattened over, and it wouldn't have left as much flat on the top. So this thing's got extra shoulders here that need to come off. And the way to fix that is this wheel being lowered. And the way to fix that is using the whole fretboard. Well, that guitar, the fretboard's built in, so I'll be right place when I do it. Now, I've run 3 tests, and I've got one more piece cut to try one more test on it, see how it's going to come out, and just see if it works just exactly like I want. It's cut exactly the size of this fretboard on the bass, the same thickness. I'm gonna put it on the jig and run it through and see what happens. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out. Um, John, I done a video. I've got a video in the works. I'm building that. I done a neck on this thing I got sitting in the floor over here, which is, let me turn right here. You see that neck right there? That's in one of those jigs. You put it in. It's got the cams, and you turn it back and forth, and the router bit comes on the top and does this and shapes it all the way down. And it works, but it ain't that easy. It's, it can be a mess. So now back here. Sorry about that. So what I found is if you do it this way, you can go down a little past here and down a little past here and now about 3 passes, then turn it around and do 3 down the other side, and boom. I mean, it's done. A little bit of cleanup sanding and it's over. Now, Gio, my best buddy over in Italy, is trying to teach me how to do them by hand. And I'm going to do one by hand, but I'm not doing this big old bass neck by hand. I decided I feel more confident with that shot smith and that 7/8 roundover than I do by hand right this minute on that big old long neck. So, but anyway, my video I'm making is all the methods you can make a neck, from one of those template jig things that goes back and forth with a router to a roundover bit to doing it by hand. And I'm going to see how many more methods I can find that people use to do that. I used a Shinto rasp to do a lot of what I done, and I liked it. It was good. So, you just enjoy what you do, guys. So, let's see if I missed anything here. If y'all got any answers or questions or any ideas, y'all shoot them. I'll be glad to hear them, guys, because I'm always trying to figure out what's going next around here. I found that for me, I'm just a tool guy. I mean, I love building jigs and parts and tools. And like this bass is built on a sled. I made a sled just for building this bass, and I cut the headstock down. I shaved the slab down. I cut it out and everything. I mean, it was just so cool. I saw a vid at an old factory where a guy shaped the neck with a chisel and hammer. I bet at one time they did that. I really do. The ones I like back in the 50s, the way they done it is the way like Matt does it now at Texas Toast. He's got a deadhead sander, like this wide, and it's perfect for when it comes back, and it comes back here and it's right length where you can take it. So he brings them off on what I'm doing, which takes the edges off and rounds them. Then he brings them to the deadhead and he just kind of twists them and rolls them against that deadhead, and it gets such a perfect shape on them, and he's done. And what takes other people hours, or half hour, whatever, he can just fly through. So, for me, I'm just trying to learn all the different methods, see what I like best. And then whatever I like best is what I'm going to do, So I'm trying to tune that in. So I've already figured out I'm not a real fan of that thing down there. It works, but I'm not a real fan. I've done the CNC, so I've done that too. So I got that experience, and I got footage of doing that. And all I can tell you about CNC is as long as it's working right, it's great. But if it ever messes up, that's chips, junk. You can throw it all in you can throw it away. Gibson's got those slack belts, and they run that thing back and forth across them. Where they put the weight on with them little little pads. That's cool. That's a nice looking piece. Guys, I tell you something I seen. I don't know if y'all seen it or not, but I seen a video where Caesar at the custom shop took these guys from, I can't remember the name of it now, but just come out recently, probably 2 months ago. He took them for a tour of the custom shop, and he was walking them all through the custom shop and showing them all the wood and all the machines. And, and he had CNC machines in there basically cutting out bodies. I mean, they were doing everything on the body, cutting it, shaping it, taking it where you're ready to start sanding on it. It was that close. And he said, yeah, these machines take everything close to where our craftsmen can take it and carve it and take it the rest of the way. Well, they can take it to the sandpaper and go the rest of the way is what it looked like to me. So yeah, that was one thing I noticed about that tour. And then a couple of other things they were doing. The next same thing, they run them through on a CNC and it does the carving and cuts the slots and all works. I mean, all the woodwork seems to be CNC. And he said, well, it's a lot safer that way. We don't get as many people hurt, which is very true. I mean, so, but the whole idea is he's got all these CNC machines doing this work, but he's not embracing them and saying, yeah, this is what we do. He's saying, yeah, we do a lot of hand work. We do a lot of hand sanding, looks like to me. Okay, so, and then I went and watched them on the fretboards, and that's when I got really, really confused, guys. Now, I don't know if y'all have ever done them this way or seen it done this way or not, but they take a fretboard, just a fretboard, no neck, just a fretboard, and they got like 6 or 8 of them lined up at a time on this thing, and they take it and they lay all the frets in it. Okay, just lay them, go down there, lay them in with a little. I think they maybe shoot a little glue on them, but to lay them all in after they do, they take that whole thing, the fretboard with all the frets in it, and they slide it in a press, and they go, and it comes down and mashes all those frets down, and it comes up. So all the frets on a custom shop Gibson guitar are mashed in with a press that mashes all of them in at one time. No, it wasn't a fire hose. It didn't look like fire hose bladder on that. The one where they put them together did, where they put the fretboard onto the neck. But I don't know. They had something in it to cushion it. But they do that, and then they marry them together. Then they send it through the Plek machine, and every one of them goes through a Plek machine, and that's where it's getting this basically fret leveling and all that done. So I'm just trying to figure out how much hand work you really got there, guys. I mean, think about that a minute. Yeah, how much hand work is that? The Plek machine does all the leveling and that, and I think it does crowning too. And you might have somebody go through the fret ends and call it a control and you wire it and stuff like that. But there's not as much handwork in a custom guitar from Gibson as you think. If you're looking at it in most terms, I mean, when you're looking at the wood comes in already cut in blanks, which comes in ready pretty much, and then they take that wood and dry it through kilns, and then they get it right where they want it. Then they feed it to a CNC, and it comes out necks and bodies, and then they go to work on them. So, but the strangest thing I seen was fretboards with frets not on the neck, and all of them going in at one time with that press, which really kind of odd with me. And then you go Plek machine, not a Craftsman, a Plek machine. So, but I guess Plek machine's pretty darn good. So, um, well, I would like to think I can do a better job on frets than a Plek if I take my time and do one. If I flatten one out and get it just perfect and take my time and round it off and all, I really believe. But they got some nice machinery and they got some old school stuff, but they got CNCs. They just don't want to claim it. I mean, if I had one, I'd say, yeah, I got a CNC and I finish it. I've seen is where they have the neck from the fretboard installed and they attach the neck at either end and set it depending on the stand and the radius. Yeah, I've seen stuff like that. The ones they do, it seems like they done them. The fretboard was already radiused, and they put the frets in it. Then they mashed it. Then they put it on the neck. Then they put it all together, and then they pleked it. So yeah, they just a different way of doing it. I mean, but people pay that price for a custom shop. I don't know if they know what's going on into it or who puts it in or how or yet. I don't have a clue. Fender custom shops about the same, I think. You buy from a what they call a boutique builder or an individual builder or whatever, they're going to do a lot more handwork to it because they don't have those machines. They just don't have it. I mean, I don't have machines to do stuff like that, but I ain't selling no guitars anyway, guys. I'm building to put in the cabinet to carry back in the house and play. You know. Guess what I got to do? I got to learn how to play a bass guitar. Yeah, but I got till October to learn to play it, put it on my videos, so I'll get it. I'll just start playing it as soon as I put it together. So I'm at mock up stage right now, and I'm just gonna keep on mocking on it. So They pay some guy to scratch it up, put it in a freezer. Yeah, I think they do that too. Now I don't know what all they do to relic guitars, but I'm just gonna be honest. If one of these is relic, it's because I bashed it onto something somewhere. Okay, but I wouldn't completely. I would never beat my guitar with a stick or a set of keys just for the heck of it. No, I ain't doing that, guys. No, not doing it. So, yeah, I just wanted to come in for a minute, check out things, let y'all show a little update on things, and see where it's going. And yeah, like I say, this worked pretty good. I think I will turn the old machine loose and let it round that neck off on this bass because I got it ready to go. I got it set up, ready to send it right through. Now there's a difference in a worn in guitar and a relic guitar. Okay, the big difference. Okay, and John and I have to. Yeah, I mean I got a worn in right here. That's the Epiphone, and I got a Chinese Chender right there. Y'all ever seen my Chender? I swapped the boy for this. His dad brought it in here. And he said, can you make this car play? Because this boy can't get it to play for nothing. And I said, well, let me look at it. So we pulled it off. We pulled it out, and he handed it to me. I opened the case up. First thing I looked at was the case, and I knew it wasn't a Fender case. And he told me, I said, what'd you do with that? Where'd you get the guitar? He said, I bought it off Facebook Marketplace. I said, what'd you have to get for it? He said, 600, but the boy said it's probably worth 12. I said, oh, okay. So then I said, well, let's just open it up and look at it, see about it. So first thing I done is I went to the headstock and I looked and it said Fender Stratocaster made in USA, custom contour body. Wow, okay. Then we rolled it over on the back. It had a serial number. Well, I pulled the serial number up and it doesn't go anywhere. And then I looked at this here, the skunk stripe on the back of the neck. Well, I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but that's painted on. Yeah. And then this color probably ain't a real good Fender color, is it? So then I got to looking at the burst. It's a three-color burst. You see the orange, the red, and the black. It's three-color burst, but it ain't blended very well. And it's got three single coils and a five-way switch, and three controls and an outlet. It's got a modern style bridge. It's got a modern bridge. It's got vintage style tuners. Oh, and it's a string through. It's got the thing on the back too. See, the same burst. It's got some blemishes. You'll see a big old blemish right there. It's got I can't remember how many pieces of wood's in this body, three or four. But anyway, we opened it up inside. And I think as you see one piece, two pieces. There's one, two. It's either two or three. Okay. So here's the deal. The guitar plays fairly well after I went through it. Uh, the pots in it. There's video on my channel about it. The pots in it are probably about that big. Yeah, about that big. That's about as big as the pots are. And when I took the pick guard off of it, there was sawdust under here and sawdust under here. Uh-oh. Can y'all still hear me on this other headphone? I hope you can. Y'all still got me? Yeah. But it's, like I say, when I opened it up, guys, I could tell, I mean, the route job was terrible, everything. It is definitely not a Fender guitar. So I told him, I said, sir, I said, I can make it play. And I did. And I got it playing pretty good. And he come back, worked with it. And I got the action down nice and low where it plays. It's got a little bit of relief in it where it makes it a little easier to play. And okay, so it works. And I told him, I said, sir, I'm going to tell you something. I said, where's that boy going to do with that guitar? He said, well, his buddies is getting a band together and he's going to be playing with his buddies. And I said, let me ask you a question. I said, do you do, and I explained to him that it was a fake guitar. And Then the whole story, his wife got all mad and got involved because she was the one sending him to go buy it. He bought the fake guitar. She sent him to buy it though. So I don't know who got it. But anyway, he come back with this fake Fender, and it's pretty darn heavy. Plays okay once I fixed it. When I got it, it was terrible. But we got it playing for him, and I told the man, I said, I said, that boy's going to take that guitar and he's going to go play out in public and go play with people. I said, the first thing's going to happen, somebody's going to embarrass him and say, that's a fake Fender guitar. And I said, do you want to do that or do you want to get something else? He said, well, what kind of guitar is that? I said, I showed him on AliExpress. He could buy this exact guitar for $137. And he gave it out $600. But he got a case. About a $75 case, whatever. So, like I say, I just figured that the best thing to do is make him an offer. So I had another one in the case here, and I said, I'm gonna offer this guy this guitar and see if he wants it, would be willing to have it. So what I done is I gave him an Epiphone Les Paul that I had in the cabinet and swapped him out for this, and gave him a way to get back on his feet, get back to playing music, and he can have something to be proud of. And somebody say, "Well, that's an Epiphone." He said, "Yeah, but it plays good. It ain't no cheap. It ain't no It ain't a counterfeit." And this was going to be a counterfeit guitar for him, and it was going to embarrass him down the road. And I told him, I said, "Dude," I said, "I'll give you a decent Epiphone for it, and I'll put it in the cabinet." And so I gave him an Epiphone with a case that fit it good, and I took this whole thing in the case that come with it. And I thought it was a good deal for him to help him out and give him something he could be proud of. And the kid comes by here every now and then, and we play guitar, and he's happy. And the kid told me one day, he said, I appreciate you doing that. He said, I didn't realize it was fake till after you showed it to me, and then I realized how bad I'd look if it was a fake. And the boy's about 12 or 13, so he actually understands peer pressure and how all that stuff works. And so, I'm just glad to help him out. And, what am I going to do with it? Well, it's sitting here in the cabinet. It's been in there 7, 8 months. I took it apart and done a shot a video about it. So I got one of those out of it. Didn't do very well, but I shot it anyway. So I done that. And like I say, it's not really that fine of a piece of machinery anyway. And it's not worth really doing a lot of work hot rodding or changing pickups or whatever. So I'm just playing it. Uh, I would take the logos off of it, I believe. I think I'm gonna do that. We'll see. I may pull the neck off and just change the neck out on it and keep the body. I don't know. I thought about that. If I do, I'll definitely put a different pickup. And then this is ambrosia from last year's GGBO. And no logos on that headstock or anything. So it's just a little carved top, 2 pickup, push pull pots on both sides. That's just what I done for GGBO last year, and I learned a lesson when you put different kinds of wood like this. What you have is they take on moisture at different times, and so right now they're fairly smooth at this seam, but sometimes they get a little bit bigger. So, yeah. Thank you, Robert. That was the first one I ever built. That's it, right there. Well, the first one's that mess on the wall over there that came apart, but yeah. So the one in the corner over there is a Avril Lavigne Telecaster, and that Epiphone, just a simple Epiphone Les Paul because I wanted another one after I gave mine away. Well, I gave a guy $100 for that one, so what can I do? Hi, Mike, how you doing, brother? Glad to see you again. We're not going to be here long. I was about to shut her down and go out to the shop and start cutting, making sawdust. Hey, John, just take your time. Don't get in a rush. You got plenty of time. And when you get done, start another one. That's what I'm going to do. So, well, I've already started the other ones. I got them down here. So, I got a Harmony It's got to be thinned down, way thin, because it's way too thick. I could probably cut it in half and make two. And then I'm making a melody maker acoustic. Yep, melody maker acoustic. That's the other one of my bills. You know how you're doing something and everything's just going along real smooth? I mean, looking great. Look at that. Look at that. Check that one out. That's another one of those acoustics I'm doing. Yeah. And then the router got out of hand. And it went right through the bottom, guys. So, yeah. Yeah. I feel like that lady from the Rumple Room. Yellow Cat, how you doing, man? But yeah. Yellow Cat, I did get my stain figured out for the most part. Let me show you a little bit here. Since you're coming in late there, I'll give you an update. We're gonna kind of darken the headstock. You ready? We're gonna go a little lighter as we go up. We're gonna get lighter till we get here. Right here where the fretboard drops over onto the body, we're gonna get it lighter. And then we're gonna do a burst on the bottom end with the same color as the headstock. So that's kind of where I'm headed with that. So that's the idea. And if you come in late, you didn't see this, so I'll go ahead and give you a tour quick. If you already watched this, you don't have to watch it again. Okay, I appreciate you. Here's the body. I've been working on all my edges and stuff. I got a couple of bumps. I want to get this little bump a little smoother and this a little rounder right here. These two spots, that spot and this spot. My headstock's my other rest of the body's looking good. Got these all cut out. I had to get the holes drilled for them. I got the pickup controls just laying in there. They're in there. I got the hole cut. The outlet right there is already through, coming out there. And I got the ground wire here, there. And all the other wires are here, going here and here, to there, to there, to this pickup. So we have no cover required and no crazy hole on it like T-Check had to do on his. T-Check, a beautiful cherry guitar he built, but somehow he couldn't figure out how to get from here to here without making a big old crazy looking cover there. And I ain't figured that out yet, because if I couldn't have got it from there, you know what I was going to do? Y'all ready? I was going to take a drill bit right here where the pin's going to go for the strap button. And I was going to drill right here all the way through this one and through that one. Then I could pull the wire from here back to here and get them both over into there. That's what I would have done in T-Check's situation, I believe. But for here, I'm going that way. Yeah, the figure's pretty cool, brother. I got to make this cover tomorrow, so I'm cutting that out. And I'll try to find some grain that matches this as I'm doing it, match it up with. That's what I'm going to set the saw up and just start cutting pieces till I like the looks of it, sand one back and make one. So get that cover made and get the neck shaped on the back tomorrow and taper this and put my fret holes in. And I think I may completely put it together, string it up, and play it to just make sure it intonates and everything's right like I want, and then strip it back, put the finish on, and go to work. Well, I can't really intonate. I can't do that because I ain't put the frets in after I do. I was going to put the finish on first before I do the frets. And then after I do the frets, then I'm going to oil everything. So, yeah. The Sycamore I love, man. I liking it. It works hard. It works good. And this fretboard, man, it made a smooth, hard fretboard. Look at that fretboard. I'm just, that grain's going to be really pretty in that. And then as you go down into the body, you get the other. That knot right there is going completely under the bridge. You'll never see it. So, yeah, we're just moving up a step at a time, guys. I've got hours and hours of footage. I'm just going to blow it all together and make a big old video. And right now, I just do a little update and let people know what's going on. So, hey, y'all guys be good. If you got any more questions, toss them up there right quick. I'll try to answer. If I don't, well, If I don't know the answer, well, we'll see. But 6 more years. I don't think it'd take that long, John. Come on now. You pick up the speed a little more than that. Yeah. Dead pods and paper plate size leaves. Oh, Lord. Yeah, well, they do. But the log this thing come out of, when it went into the kiln, it was 3.5 feet wide, 7 feet, 7.5 feet long, and 2.5 inches thick. And when it come out of the kiln, it was two pieces, about 18 inches or 19 inches wide. And that's the reason I got it in the deal, because it wasn't one big slab anymore. It was two. And my man cut me a deal, and I got that piece of sycamore neck bass guitar is about $25. $25 in wood's what I got in that piece right there. So, but it dried 2 years, air dried, and then it went in the kiln. And when it come out of the kiln, it had to split. It just come apart as soon as they lifted it off with the forklift. So yeah, but I got those slabs are $40 a piece, and this is a $25 chunk of it, if that. And I've got other wood promised other people that I'm cutting for them. So yeah, we're just gonna share the wealth on this one, and I am saving a big enough piece to make a one piece Les Paul. I don't know, one piece car top Les Paul. If you want to do it, do it right. I'm probably doing a one piece Les Paul. You can't wait with it. So, yeah, got a little problem. So may have to change that plan, go something a little thinner and lighter. So we'll figure it out. The base, just so you'll know, is 5 pounds and 2 ounces with just wood. And then I started adding back pickups and knobs and stuff like that. So we'll see how it ends up. But I'll get exact weight on the wood before I start back putting parts on it. Because by the time I trim the neck, cut back the headstock, kind of thinking I'm going to be 410, 412, maybe a little more. I don't know. But then we'll figure out from there. We'll put the plug in the neck headstock for the truss rod, weigh it. From there, it's going to be guitar and frets. And we're going to start putting it back together. So it's just a step at a time, guys. And I'm going to enjoy doing it. And hey, guys, y'all follow along. I'll be following y'all's projects as much as I possibly can. Drop a comment down in the other below here, and that way I'll make sure I go and get your channels and get y'all in my list, because I'm trying to follow all my people that are following me. So do me a favor, if you're new here, do the old thumbs up, because everybody needs a thumbs up. If you come in late, you didn't mind to get out this message, but them likes are free. So don't mind. Just thumb it up and give me one of them. Hey, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. I'd love to have you here. And hit that bell so you know when I'm going to do them, because I do one of these 2 or 3 times a week now. I'm enjoying doing it. And I just enjoy sharing what I got going, and lets me clear my mind. So, and my doctor says that's good for me. Hey, y'all be good, stay out of trouble. Remember this, God loves you and so do I. You can't take it with you. So, help somebody out. Do something for somebody. Or think about your fellow man at least. And, hey, good luck to your cranking. That's all I can say. Later, guys. See you on the next one, okay? Bye. I'm going to record.